Decades ago, if you wanted to build a book of business, you joined a networking group, sat in a physical room, and shook hands with real people. The absolute standard for lead generation was physical presence. This analog system came with a built-in enforcement mechanism. If you handed someone a bad lead or a fraudulent contact, you had to face them at the very next meeting. The reputational damage was immediate, localized, and highly personal. The internet scaled everything up. Companies deployed email scrapers and bots to generate leads by the millions. But while volume exploded, trust collapsed. The problem with these automated scripts is that they operate entirely in the shadows. They have no legal identity, no reputation to protect, and absolutely zero accountability for the data they spit out. Businesses were left navigating two extremes. You could have the high-trust, accountable environment of an analog meeting room, or the massive, chaotic scale of a digital vacuum. Solving this requires a structural compromise. The modern workflow needs the raw computational power and scale of artificial intelligence, but it demands the absolute, verifiable accountability of that original physical handshake. This brings us to a new open-source project from Block and Jack Dorsey, called Buzz. On the surface, it looks like a standard workplace chat app, similar to Slack or a GitHub project board. But Buzz structurally changes how software operates within a team. Instead of treating artificial intelligence as an external plugin you query in a separate window, AI agents sit directly inside your group chats as active participating members. To make this collaboration secure, the platform is built on Nostr. Nostr is a decentralized protocol that uses cryptographic signatures to verify who is sending data, rather than relying on a central server to manage passwords. Under this protocol, every human user and every single AI agent receives its own sovereign cryptographic identity, secured by a unique key pair. The AI has its own digital passport. Because the agent holds its own keys, it doesn't just generate text. When the AI researches a company, drafts a pitch, or merges code, it produces a cryptographically signed event. Every action leaves a permanent, mathematical fingerprint. By treating AI as key-holding entities, the system eliminates the opacity of background bots. Your digital teammate is now mathematically and legally tied to the human owner who authorized it. Let's trace how this actually works for lead generation. An AI agent is assigned to a dedicated channel. It autonomously researches target accounts, formats the data, and drops a qualified lead directly into the chat thread. A human sales rep then reviews the work. But they aren't recreating the research. They provide a justification-only sign-off, confirming that the agent's observable artifacts meet the company's standards. This joint effort creates a tamper-evident audit log. Anyone can look at the record and see exactly which human delegated the task, which agent performed the research, and who approved the final output. This audit trail directly controls a bounty escrow system. Funds are locked up front, and the escrow provider releases payment once the cryptographic chain proves the lead is verified. The evidence is objective. Because the agent's work and the human approval are signed and verified mathematically, there is zero ambiguity. The funds unlock automatically, stripping vendor disputes completely out of the equation. The entire pipeline automates the trust of that old physical handshake. Buyers know they are paying strictly for proven, auditable outcomes. This verifiable setup allows Buzz to use a model-agnostic architecture. The system derives its security and trust entirely from the signed event log, independent of whichever large language model is actually generating the words. Operationally, this gives companies immense flexibility. A team can freely swap their agents between OpenAI, Anthropic, or an open-source model, and their secure workflows and chat histories remain perfectly intact. Legacy systems leave organizations entirely dependent on a single vendor's API. Here, that fragile dependency is replaced by an immutable mathematical record that the organization actually controls. We are moving past the era of delegating tasks to opaque machines and hoping they don't hallucinate. Instead, workers are collaborating alongside bound, verifiable entities with clear operational boundaries. Businesses are no longer forced to choose between the high accountability of a local meeting room and the massive reach of the internet. By writing accountability directly into the communication protocol, we can deploy artificial intelligence at scale, while ensuring every digital action is as verifiable as a handshake.